yesterday, but yesterday got pretty hectic because I was with family um in the evening hanging out, and so I a little bit kind of got a little busy. So we're doing it today. But yeah, as people are making their way in here, please be aware to be respectful and mindful because we want to be sure we are welcoming our new subscribers so that way they know how it's done here. And also, try not to, just for those people who like that up, do not try to do it. Because what the heck? You know? And, I don't mess around with people who just act like one. But, yeah, right now we're just hanging out though. So feel free to ask whatever. But also do be aware that, you know, I have mods who come in here, so then if we have to deal with somebody, they can be the people to deal with them and not me. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather not be the person who puts up with it. You know? And plus it's just it's one less thing for me to really think about. And it's not just that, but also they help me out to where really I can just focus on talking with you guys more than me having to spend probably 5 minutes or so either looking through the chat or trying to block a couple. Because, it's not just one person that can act up, it can be like 3 or 4 within like a 5 minute window. So, yeah. And also, mind me sounding a little crazy. At the moment, that's just because for some reason I'm slowly draining for some reason, just because y'all, I've been up since 6 a.m. and all that stuff because I was at church from like 9 to 11. So it was busy. It was literally a busy couple hours. But church went really well, though. But yeah, I am glad I'm back home though. Just relaxing. Hang on. Give me just a minute. Hang on. Let me get up. See if that gets me awake. But yeah. But yeah, I am glad that I am home though because, oh, even I look like as I'm talking. Because at the end of the day, I love to go to church and all that stuff because it feels really good. But also, at the end of the day, sometimes you're going to get worn out. In a good way. But that's just because, you get up sometimes a little earlier. And, Hey Raymond, welcome back. How are you doing? But yeah. Yeah, like I said, I woke up at like 6:05. Like, I woke up 5 minutes. Because, I've set my alarm for 6, but I started to set it for like 6:05 just to get 5 extra minutes of sleep just to kind of help out. And, luckily this morning I didn't feel too tired when I woke up, which is a good thing. But, yeah, it gets pretty hectic though. Hang on. But yeah, it does get pretty crazy. And so, yeah. That's just what goes on. That is just what happens though. Especially for it being pretty crazy. And stuff like that. But yeah. I'm okay. I mean, I'm doing good too. I'm just slowly just getting a slight tired for no reason, just because of the day. Because I mean, I've been busy for a few hours, but luckily around like late 11 o'clock ish or so my time, luckily it chilled. And so luckily I've just now been able to relax and stuff like that. Just, been busy. Just because I went to church this morning, which went really well. Um, yeah, like I said, I woke up at like 6:05 just to get up, get ready, do the usual. Because my neighbor picks me up around like 8:30, so that way I can get there at 9 because I go to life group, which is Bible study. And so that for me starts at 9 a.m. and then service starts at 10 and ends at 11. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just sometimes you're going to get worn out at the end just because church is a good thing to have, you know? But you're going to know when you're half worn out because you're going to feel drained a little bit, like me. Even though I'm talking to you guys, which is impressive. But, I love church, you guys. So it's, I love doing it. And, I'm just glad I'm slowly getting back in that schedule again. Because after a year of not having it, it's just, it's been a little weird. But I'm just thankful that slowly but surely it is coming back one way or another. But yeah. Man, it is crazy. Just makes my tail. Oh, got an itch. But yeah. So that is just what's going on there. But y'all feel free to hit the like button at some point in the stream. There's no rush at it. But yeah, we'll start slowly but surely getting others in here. It just takes a minute for that to happen. But, it's just pretty simple. So, yeah, why am I half turned today? So, man, what is my bean doing? But yeah, we're just chilling. For those that are just coming in, yeah, we're just chilling. But yeah, well, what do I know here, y'all? But yeah, y'all can feel free to ask whatever in the comment section. Right now, we're just, like I said, we're just hanging out. At the moment, nothing really too crazy. Man, you guys. But yeah. What else do I know here? Oh, just too much. But yeah, like I said, I was gonna do a live yesterday, which was supposed to be the day, but it got a little bit busy because I was hanging out with my aunt, uncle, and my cousin and her boyfriend. So I was hanging out with family yesterday because they were out there from like Thursday, I think. I think it was like Thursday up to today. But my cousin didn't come out until like Friday. What is my brother doing? Hang on. But yeah. And so, yeah, so yesterday me and my mom got to kind of hang out with them for a few hours. And so it went really well. Yeah, so we were probably hanging out probably till about 11:30, at least 11:30, 11:40ish last night. And so, yeah, pretty crazy. But, yeah. So, yep. It's just kind of what you gotta do. Man. But yeah. Anyway. Hang on. Man. Crazy. So, yep, that's just what we're doing at the moment. But yeah, that's just what we're doing right now. We're just hanging out, chilling. But like I said, feel free to ask whatever in the comment section. Just, don't go the other route with it. Like a few people would do, but it's kind of slowed down a little bit with that. So that's a good thing, at least, because at the end of the day, it's better than having, like, a good chunk of people just coming and just going weird about it. So, hang on. Man, half of me is so tired. Like, man. Hang on, give me a second. Alright, let me see that boost my brain just a little bit. But yeah, so we're just hanging out though. But yeah, like I said, feel free to come in here, ask questions. And it's a Sunday, y'all. It's a start. It's literally the start of a new week. Like literally a start of a new week. Excuse me, I can't speak. Of a new week, so it's just kind of preparing. It's really kind of a day before preparing for a new week to continue. And yeah. So, I'm so tired of y'all, but that's just what we do in here sometimes. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. It's just pretty crazy. So excuse me, y'all. But yeah. So yeah, we're just chilling. Hang on. Try to see what's happening. But yeah. Man, y'all. But yeah, you guys can feel free, like I said, feel free to ask whatever, at least something to keep me up. Because, like, y'all know how a day goes. Like, everybody knows how you feel when you start to get half drained just from a busy few hour of just literal, you know what? Hey there. That's a I can tell you're new, so welcome. Positive Vibes, welcome in here. How are you doing? It's been a minute since you were in here. But y'all, like I said, just holler, welcome in the chat. Let me put this down. What up, Positive Vibes? Hopefully you're doing well. Let me pin the comments real quick so everyone else knows how it's done here. Because everyone knows how my channel works. I don't allow any negative energy, negative vibes, no people acting like one. Because on my channel, it's about positive people and just reinforcement. Because literally, none of us don't have time for people who act like a fool or a jerk. Literally. Like, I don't have time for that. And not even us all don't have time for those people. Oh, cool. That was awesome. Positive vibes. And that's good. Invite people. That's the point of a channel. Is to bring people who you would think would be interested. And that's how our reviews go from this to this. Like, for real. It's good. I'm okay. Holler, to answer your question, I'm just worn out a little bit. Just because I woke up at like 6:05 this morning for church. And I went to life group that started at like 9. And then church started at 10 in the morning. But I left at like 8:30 to get there at 9. Because that's when Bible study group started. And so, for me, because y'all, I'm one of those people y'all, that, a lot of us are different when it comes to us getting ready for stuff. Like, y'all, I'm that person who literally gets ready 2 hours before I leave. Because, y'all, I kind of do take a little bit. Because, not everyone is like, like 20, 15 minutes before at the door. And stuff like that. But, yeah, so for example, here's kind of an example of what I'm saying about that. Let's say I have to be at like an event at like, let's say it starts at, 6:45 and let's say I have to be somewhere at 6:45. That means I would need to be getting ready at like 4. At least 4-ish. At the latest. So then this way I can leave here by like either almost 6 or 5:50. Because if you think about that, like, I don't know if a lot of people don't know that in their heads, how kind of time you can get out of that. But if you think about it that way, if you kind of put like a small, decent little bit of time like that, then you kind of get extra time to get ready. Make sure you check all the boxes that you're going to have and make sure you're good to go before you actually walk out the door. Because, the last thing you want to have happen is either you forget something or you didn't realize you didn't do something that you should have been doing. So, it's going to take a couple hours when you are getting ready for stuff, Hey, let me check the checks. I see a few of you guys are in here talking. Sorry, look at my comments. Raymond, to answer your question, he's doing good. He's been doing amazing. I get to see him for 4th of July coming up, which I cannot stop getting over. Positive Vibes, he is back at home right now, which, like I said, I get to see him I get to see him July 3rd through the 8th. Okay, just trying to make sure I was getting caught up with half the comments. You know. Because I'd rather look through the comment section than miss it. Oh my god. Give me a second, y'all. Sorry about that, a weird pinch. Just wanted to add up on me, so it's like, okay. Give me just a minute to look at the hair for 2 seconds. Oh my god, these little hairs. But yeah, and so, yeah, we're talking about all kinds of stuff in here. So, feel free to ask all kinds of stuff, but just don't ask anything inappropriate or anything politic related, because a lot of people make things with politics a huge fuss. And, I'm not someone that is going to just try to make a scene out of it. But let me do this real quick. Sorry, I was turning my lighting up just a little bit because it needed to have that happen. So, but yeah, like I said, because like I did say, when it comes to getting ready for stuff, like, for example, if you have to be somewhere at a certain time, and like I said, if you don't have that good scheduling within the time from the moment you leave to when you're getting ready, then that is something to definitely start trying, because you'll get a lot of help from that. Oh, that's crazy, Halder. That's pretty wild. I mean, well, there's gonna be people that are gonna get us pretty frustrated over something they said or just how they acted. So, trust me. There's a lot of people that will do something to get someone ticked off. Like, there's gonna be people that are gonna at least try to tick us off somehow. Either if it's just saying something stupid, or if it's, they're trying to make something a huge deal when really it's not a big deal. And that's how people are these days. Is they almost can literally make certain things a big deal when it's not. So, yeah, let me fix this real quick, my ponytail. Give me just a minute. Give me just a moment. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's fix my ponytail. It was just coming loose a little bit. But, hang on. Oh. That's crazy. And so, but y'all feel free to hit the like button some point in here. Like I said, there is not a single rush one bit to like. You can do it anytime in the stream. Don't feel like you have to literally instantly, Like, I kind of encourage liking, but not like extreme. I just, I let you guys just, scatter it around. Like, I let you guys come in, just kind of settle down, and feel free anytime to do it while it's still in here. DJ, welcome back. How are you doing? But I'm doing alright. What about you? Yes, you guys definitely double tap at some point just to help us out with the views and all that. But that's one thing to do, is to get all of the numbers going from here to here, which we've had them going here, which is a good thing. Because, that means we're getting a lot of you guys that are being efficient and know what you're doing 100% of the time. And so, yeah, this is kind of what we do here. And so, what's my bangs doing? So, give me just a minute. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is okay. Don't, Yeah, Holler, you are a good mod. I'm not saying you're not a bad mod. Plus, I would know if a mod of mine here was bad. Like, I would know instantly. Because, they would have to be either bad talking to somebody or me, or they would just act like a jerk. Which half of you don't do that. That's why when it comes to me and mods, that's why I paid close attention at those people. Because, I want to set a good example for the channel and for you guys. Oh, and speaking of mods, actually, while we're talking about that category, for those of you that do not know, so the other day when I was live, just something came on my head that is kind of more of like an opportunity for more of like a few of my younger teens in here. But for those of you that are 13 up to 15, I've started a new thing for people that are in that age category. So, what we'll do is for people who are 13 up to 15 years old, y'all will be a standard mod in here. So y'all kind of get to join the mods a little bit, but kind of start slow, and then when you're 16 and older, I will graduate y'all up to managing mods. So then this way you kind of get the fundamentals of being a mod, but also, because the thing is with standards, you basically do a lot of muting and deleting messages if someone in here was being stupid or, and all that. So yeah, I also posted a Google form tab as well for that. So yeah, so if you're 13 up to 15, y'all are more than welcome to let me know to fill it out. And then, it's kind of like how I do with my mods. It's the same thing, but just with those people. So, it's kind of cool because it kind of gives you as a little opportunity, but it kind of gives you the beginning stuff at learning. It's like if you went to college for something, and at first you kind of like your first year you kind of would start slow with stuff, and then as you make your way up to your final year, you kind of progress. That's kind of what it's like, but just for those people in that age category. So, yeah, so I thought I'd bring that up on that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it's kind of like that. Because, for example, standard mods is like a beginner, in my opinion. Because, like I said, the only difference is if, for example, a lot of you in here, except for I think one person at the moment, the thing is, here's kind of a difference with both sides. A managing mod does all the things. So you're actually able to block people directly and put them in timeout. Standard mods only can mute and delete and mute messages in here. So they kind of do like an easier portion, and then you kind of get to learn from all of the managing mods and kind of get that sense of like, okay, this is what it takes to get to this point. Like another example of that is, let's say if you guys work for a company and you're trying to get a promotion to something huge like a manager or a CEO, all kinds of big stuff. It's just like, you work the little things first to see how well you do, which y'all do pretty good. And then when you hit the point I gave you guys, then I'll promote y'all up to managing one. So then you can still have that experience, but just in an easier level for a lot of you, which is a good thing. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like in middle school and then going into high school and then also going into college, So it's like I gave you guys that little opportunity. And that's so funny. I wish I could have thought that way earlier. But hang on, let me do something real quick. But, yeah, and so it's, it's good to give some people an opportunity to learn. Because, it doesn't hurt to, sorry, I was doing something. But yeah, it does not hurt to start learning the small things of it. And it's just, it's less chaotic for those people. But exactly. But yeah, like I said, it's just like if you were in middle school and then high school, and then you're going to possibly college, And then also, like I said, if you're working a job somewhere, it's just like all of that. But in here, where we start slow, and then we slowly add, kind of as you get older, which is good. Because like I said, if you learn the little things first, you'll be good in no time. Because the thing is, you can't just go straight into learning something advanced when you are down here. That is not how it works. Because if you were to go here at first, then you're not going to have a good chance at it looking the best. So it's kind of like I say, we put it for success, but just, we start slow and kind of pick it up as you get older. So, yeah, we're just hanging out. Am I freezing? Give me just a minute. I'm freezing. Give me just a minute. I gotta get my jacket. But also, for those people that are starting to slowly get in here, make sure you guys are looking at the pinned comment below. So that way, you know what's going on in here. Because, it's good to apply stuff in here. And that's what I do in general, just so we keep this live a safe environment without feeling like things are just going all over the place. Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, first of all, if you're not, because, y'all, an example too, y'all, in middle school, we learn to prepare ourselves for high school. Like, we start learning some of the things that we will start to learn when we get into high school years. And then in high school, we'll start preparing ourselves for our future and possibly going to college somewhere. So in kind of my life circumstances, it's like that, but just, easier based. And that's what little things are. It means going one step at a time, not trying to hit up here super early. You know? Exactly. That is very true. Because, because like I said, if you're not doing all the chaoticness when you're up here, when you're starting, then like I said, you're not going to get that far. Let me turn this thing on really quick. But, yeah, it's pretty good. And even another good thing too with standard mods is they kind of get to you kind of get to shadow managing mods and kind of learn from their experience, because they've done this a little bit longer than these people have. And so the more people learn from like experienced people who have done this for like over a year or a few months and all that, then you'll be up for success. And in school, that's the thing too. We want to make sure you're up for success and not setting yourself up for failure. Because for my stream, that's what I want for a lot of you guys, is doing what's best for y'all than me trying to put you guys, a lot higher than you're supposed to be. And like I said, it's good to learn. Even if you graduated, even if you were a high school graduate, you still learn outside of school. And it's good to do that, because if you're not, then all of a sudden we're just going to start second guessing stuff. When we start doing that, it's just going to make us either get fired, or we're not going to put the best for new people. Exactly, that's what I mean. Because, for example, my right now mods are 16 plus. Then when I added the 13 to 15, that gives them in that learning opportunity. And so, for example, mods like Holler, I've got a lot of people on that, but let me just fix this real quick. Raymond, he's in the older category. Mel, people like them can help out with our younger people how it is done. Because at the end of the day, when you get to learn how it's worked and the things that you're supposed to know, then it's helpful. Because you don't want to stress your mind too much over just the littlest things or confusion. Because and like I said, it's the fundamental of becoming a mod. But the best way to think about it is, imagine if you in high school were like, because for my people that went in high school in the 2000s, we all had academies and pathways we can go into. So let's say if we wanted to do a job that was in that area, we could. Like, I did early child development my junior year, because at first I wanted to become a preschool teacher, but then all of a sudden, opportunities just, mine wanted to shift just to see what else happened, just because you never know what's good out there. And so, you just learn all kinds of stuff every day without realizing it. But give me just a second. Hang on. But yeah, so. Yep, got 2 people liking, which is awesome. Oh, it feels nice. But, yeah. We're just hanging out though, you guys, so feel free to, say hello. Or just get to know everybody. You don't have to come here thinking with an expectation. But, let me do this real quick. Anyway, we're just hanging out. Yeah. But that's just what we're up to. So, yeah. But yeah, we're just hanging out though. Y'all, so feel free to, like I said, feel free to come here and say hi and meet everyone if you are new. Like meet our mods, meet new people that aren't here. But also our current people that have been here too. Feel free to meet them and get to know them through here. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do that. Cause that's one way in here to make friends. It's just by getting to know somebody. Especially if it's through every other stream day. That's just what we do. And so, but yeah, like I said, if anyone is in here who is 15, anywhere from 13 to 15 years of age, and you want to become a mod, like I said, go on to my post tab on here. I have a newer link now, because I did something similar to what I do with my current mods, which are my Mandy mods in here, where I have them just fill out just a couple of quick things, just so that way it gives me some background and just know that I feel like I can trust them pretty good to, make sure that they'll be a fit. Because, you want to make sure a mod is a perfect fit for the chat and for everyone else, because a moderator is not just a mod in here. They are literally helpers. Like, y'all, they help me out with a lot besides blocking and muting and putting people on timeout. They help me moderate the stream itself. So, examples of that is, let's say if I had to go to the bathroom, or if I had to step out for maybe a couple minutes because either I had to go grab something or throw out the trash, or drop off, anything like that. And let's say if my parents had to call me just real quick, nothing too long, then this way all of y'all can moderate the chat, so that this way, let's say if someone came in here when I stepped down and they didn't know what was going on, y'all can always inform those people and go, hey, she'll be right back, she had to go do something really fast. So just to let you know, as like a friendly reminder to those people, because it's helpful when you know all that. But yeah, it just feels really good to be informed and stuff like that at the end of the day. But yeah, so yeah, anywho, I'm getting an itch. Starts itching. But yeah, to make sure I'm missing your comment real quick. Okay, yeah, we're good. Just want to make sure sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't missing a comment, which I wasn't. Which is a good thing, because, if you did miss a comment, then what the heck are you doing? At the end of the day. Man, it is only 2:31 right now. But anyway, yeah, it's just kind of what we're doing right now. Is we're hanging out, chilling. But, that's just kind of what we're up to. But, I'm probably gonna get off live for a little bit just because I need to charge my phone. But, for those people who did come in here, so holler, positive vibes, and everybody else who came in here, hopefully y'all are having a great rest of y'all's day or night. But also, for everyone else who did come in here, but also that does watch my content, y'all are amazing, and I will see you guys out about.